Wait a minute. Oh god, Shrek's still there. Let's get rid of Shrek. Welcome in, Marcy. I forgot to set up some things before the stream. Thank you for the head pets. I appreciate them. I think everything's situated. I found a 3-hour video explaining regular show, and then I just decided I kind of wanted to throw back. Because I watched the entire show as a kid. What are we doing today? I told a friend I was going to make a game, and I have been slacking. So I have decided that I need to step up and I need to start working on it. Last time that I was working on this myself, let me turn the thing down a little. I created some splines, which is just a fancy term for an array of locations that let me know the angle of the road and where the road surface is, and then I'm going to use this to make cars move, because the whole point of this game is going to be an endless runner that allows you to, or it's going to be an endless runner where you have to dodge traffic is the core of what we need to do. Let me, so that's good. Okay. Sorry. I was trying to think. I did not realize that listening to someone talk is actually hard to think through to like communicate. Yeah, so it's gonna be kind of just a very quiet, probably a kind of short stream as well. I just mostly I was bad. I didn't stream yesterday. I was planning on streaming and then I got sidetracked, and so I need to do a stream. Have you streamed since yesterday? Okay, so right now we have our spline. So now we need to make a car move up the spline. And how do we want to go about this? I think our level spawner is going to handle our spawn logic. So we need to figure out how we want to do it. Welcome in, Nox. My light is off. Wait 1 second. Did I mess up? Thank you for the head pets. I gotta figure out why my light turned off. 1 second. Okay. My light is turning back on. That's good. Yeah, it got delayed because my light controller was off. Now we should be good. I was kind of confused. I didn't even realize that it had turned off. But welcome in, Nox. I hope your night's going well. No, I will be later. This Arvo. Like this afternoon? Okay, so last time I was working on this in the quiet of my alone time yesterday. I made a section or a set of locations which allow me to know where the road surface is. Now that I know where the road surface is, I need to move a car up the road surface. And this should expand as the road expands. So now that we know these locations, we need to we're just gonna spawn one every second, and we're gonna hope for the best. I think that's what keeps things interesting. I was working on the 3D model a while back, and I was just kind of going with the flow, and some very interesting things happened. And so I was excited to be able to share them in the Discord announcements channel. You're mastering the Aussie lingo. I said I bet you're sweet bippy to someone. I want you to know, Mark. I picked that up from you. I don't even know what that means. It just felt right. Okay, so where do we do the pathing spline? For each, we get a coordinate. Okay, so that's good. Pathing spline is a-okay. We're gonna play a little game, and that game is gonna be called we're gonna throw things at a wall and see what sticks. I'm trying to remember. God, it's been so long since I worked on this engine. I think if I can do, I think I can make a function, create event, maybe an event. Just let me do set timer event. Yes, I can. Okay, so I can do it. What I'm gonna do is we're just gonna spawn a car every second. Max once per frame. Every frame we spawn a car. And then we gotta create a function. And the function, that was a macro. Delete that. The function is going to be called spawn obstacle. What this is gonna do is we're gonna find our pathing vector. We're gonna get the length of the pathing vector, and then we're gonna subtract 1 because the array starts at 0 and length is going to add that as an extra. And then this gives us get a copy. This gives us the very last point in our vector. Then we create an actor, spawn actor from class, and the class is gonna be called BP underscore vehicle. And then it wants to transform. We're gonna not and hope that we don't need to. I'm just gonna give it a location. I'm kind of lazy. We'll see what it looks like, and then we'll fix it later. Let me see. Do I want to do music? What do I want right now? Maybe. We'll hide YouTube for just a second. Couple. Okay. Maybe some relaxing music. I didn't realize I struggle to think with people talking. How do you code with no hands? You wiggle enough. You hit the keyboard. It's also how I play Overwatch and I become the average skill level player, is if you wiggle around on the keyboard, you're guaranteed to do something. The power of wiggle. You just gotta do that enough. You master it eventually. Okay, so we spawn an actor. It's a vehicle that now exists. How do we want to go about making the car move? Because right now, my understanding is this is going to spawn one at the end of the level. And if I'm right on this, Then we wait a second. We get a car. I didn't actually tell the event to run. Okay, well, that's my bad. Let's go back here. And we're going to tell it to spawn the obstacle. And then we're going to put this up here. And this is starting to look horrendous. We put this right here. We'll add a pin. There we go. Now, when the level starts, it'll call that function once a second. We should get a car. And then we should get another car. We're going to get like a pileup of cars. It looks like it's spawning them. That's good. I got a lurk. I got some stuff to do. Good luck with your stuff, Marcy. And I appreciate the lurk. Now the question is, there's no collision on these cars, but there is a death box. Okay, so I will need to calculate a rotation. As you can see, there's something abnormal about these cars. Do we care about that right now? Maybe. It killed me? Which side has the death box? Oh, the death box is in the ground. Okay. Well, I'm kind of impressed. We have one car per tile. So with that one car per tile, that means it's partially working. Now what we need to do is figure out rotation. So spawn an obstacle. We will probably have to come back to this later, unless, what if we make... No, I was gonna say, what if we make the car itself do the logic? But I'm gonna have to spawn other obstacles. So let's at least figure out rotation. This is gonna be kind of tricky. So we know the plane that the road is on. Can we... There's a couple different ways we can do this. My curiosity... Get forward. Can I get a rotation? Can I just take a rotation of the tile? Theoretically, if we get our chunk array and we get a copy of the same tile, they should be the same, right? If they're not, it's not going to work. But I mean, you only live once. Does it, what's the thing called that the road is? Plane. This is a chunk array, so we need to cast it to EP_level chunk. Then as a chunk, then we get the plane. I wanted to call it a plate. Plane. And then get world rotation. And then move this over here. So, we'll take that. Will this bite me in the butt later? I don't know. I'm gonna hope it doesn't. World rotation. If it works, we tie that into here, this into here, and then it spawns correctly, right? Imagine it doesn't. Uh-oh. I don't like that. Okay, so there's an error. What is the error? Note. Item is already BP level chunk. You do not need to cast. Can I then just put that there? Get rid of that. Spawn, transform, rotation. That seems right. They are definitely not rotated in any noticeable way. So what did we just rotate? I have to investigate this. I should make my guy go faster. For the sake of test. Is it a relative rotation? Let's take a peek. Get access got none. Spawn obstacle. Wait 1 second. This is not seeing an obstacle. Get length -1. And then put that there. And then let's go to the player and let's make him faster. I think I made a variable for this. Player settings, acceleration, max speed. We're gonna set it to like 3000. Save all. Now we go. I should increase the acceleration too, because this is going to be a problem slowing down. Okay, so the car is now, it looks so wide. Look how wide he is. At the front of the car? I can't even tell. There's too much light. He is on the road though. So I'd call that a win. If I touch this, I die, right? It's backwards. Okay, we're gonna have to think about that one. Do we add rotation in the other direction? Do we just spin him? Maybe that's why it looks so funny, is because we were looking at the butt of the car. Let's fix this. Let's make this not look like that, and then we'll think about this. I think we just rotate it 180 degrees, and I think it should be just fine, right? Do I really need to think very hard? Let's grab our rotation, and then on transform rotation. How do we do this without messing everything up? That's the question. What's the chance I can do like an inverse transform and I can make the scale like -1 and it just like flips around? Is that a thing? Let's look. So if I look at the skeletal mesh and I make it -1. Ooh, but it misaligns everything. Okay, so I can't do that. Wait, no, this is skeletal mesh, so I take the whole thing. And we make that -1, can I? Scene root. Scale -1. I'm a genius. Okay. -1 scale it is. I hope that doesn't bite me in the butt later. I have no idea what that'll impact us. How it will impact us. Theoretically, we should be looking at the front of the car now, right? Yep, there we go. It's a little bright. I need to do something about lighting. But everything else fine. Okay. So now we need to make the car move. There's a couple different ways we can go about this. We already have all the data points we should need. So my thought is we have one of two options. And that is we either make the vehicle reference the level that has the data, the thing that has the information. We either got to have the vehicle cheat off the test and contact the level to figure out, or the level needs to pass the answers to the vehicle. I think the level passing the answers to the vehicle will be smoother in the long run. So let me create something, and it's going to be called the pathing. What did I call it on the other one? Pathing vector? Yeah, that sounds fancy. Vector, and let's make an array. And then do we want to make this like fancy? Do we want to have it like a function I call? Or do I just set it? I think I'm just kind of lazy. I think I just set it. Set pathing vector. My worry is that this, because the name is the same. No, okay. I was worried because the name's the same, it would reference my own pathing vector. Set pathing vector. But this one has a target on it, which means it's setting it somewhere else. Yeah, so when we spawn it, we then give it the locations it needs to go in order. Because we have that information, now we have to start lerping. Not to be confused with LARPing. Actually, technically, would that just be like, because we're faking movement, would that be LARPing as something that's moving? I don't know. There's a couple details I need to figure out. LERP. Yeah. What if we wiggle before the summon? I mean, there's nothing wrong with wiggling. It brings good luck. Welcome in, Anna. LERP. I don't know what that means. Linear interpolate? Interpolate? What does LERP stand for? What does LERP stand for? Guys, I was right. Linear interpolation. Basically, this is where we get mathy. And we're gonna wing this before we factor in some details. My one concern is that I need to account for the frame rate to determine speed. And I could either do that now or I could not. And if I don't do it now, it'll look funny. So we're gonna not do it. Oh god, big words, everything. You get to a certain point, everything is a big word. You just try not to think. I turned my brain off. It actually allows the big words to slide smoothly across my Chrome dome. What is the term? Chromium. See, I can't do big words anymore. That was my budget for tonight. That's all we got. Okay, so thank you for the head pets, Nox. So we have a tick. What we gotta do is do we say, can we do like a is not empty? Yeah, okay. Branch. What we're gonna do, we want to make sure that this set value's set, because if it's not, it's gonna be weird, and we don't want weird. Assuming this is not empty, what we're going to do, this is once per tick. Is lerp a function? Yes. Lerp transform. Lerp transform. So, I don't want to transform. Do I want to transform? No. Lerp vector. I don't know how we're going to do transforms yet. There's going to be a little jank. When we hit the different angles of the road, the car is just going to move in a jagged way, and that's okay with me. We didn't pay for the fancy suspension. So what we're going to do is we're going to have a lerp counter segment counter, and this is just going to be an integer. And we don't want an array. The thought is, take this. Our lerp segment counter. I kind of want to make it a lerp segment counter just because it just sounds right. So what we do, we get our pathing vectors. We then get the length. Get length. There we go. We are then going to set the length. Do we do -1? I think we're supposed to do -1. I'm not even thinking about it right now. We put the number in. If it works, it's great, and if it doesn't, we'll figure it out. -1 because vectors, arrays, that's what it was. This is not right. We need to put this somewhere else. We don't want to run this on tick. Okay. I now understand why I was suggesting a function earlier. We're gonna make a function because there's a problem where when this spawns into the world, by the time that this runs on begin and play, which is when the actor exists, this vector may not be set, and that's a problem. So instead we create a function. The function is going to be called, God, I'm calling it lerp. I know it's wrong. Set lerp to maximum. I'm going to look at that in a year and I'm going to be so confused. Welcome in, Rupee. I hope your night's going well. And set lerp to maximum is going to require a vector array. And that vector array is going to be called input vector. Input. You know, when you type in input enough times, you start to question your sanity. At least I do. And it makes me wonder, is it supposed to be input or input? And there's only one right answer, and it's kind of obvious, but like after a while, I just kind of question myself. I've never understood why. So set lerp to max. God, I love that name. Then we go into set lerp to max. We set our pathing vector. Step 1. Step 2. We get rid of that. and we set our LARP segment cat. No, God, I can't mix them on my brain. It's like a tongue twister. No, we're keeping it. Set LARP to max is going to always be a thing. There's a cat sleeping next to my shoulder on the couch. That sounds so comfy. Oh my God, I'm gonna show a video. My cat did not do the comfy thing. My cat decided that she was going to wake up and she was going to choose chaos. Let me grab the photo. It's loading. Give me a second. It's thinking. There we go. So I got a TV. My cat has decided that anything that moves must die. So she was just like going on this crackhead rampage, and I tried to record her. Like, oh, everything. Why does she get comfortable right as I start recording? I want to capture her in peak crackhead, and then there's a little wiggle, and then she's gone. That was my experience. My cat has decided chaos is where it's at. I question my sanity programming, my shoutout command. That's a really cool command, though. I didn't realize you had an on-screen thing. Is that the thing you set up just recently? If you type out a word enough, it never looks correct again. Fuck. I can't even pronounce normal words anymore. I said lerp and larp, and now I'm saying again like a Frenchman. Me? How do... Oh no, not Rose choosing chaos. Rose is a gremlin. Yuki was wearing a dress earlier, and Rose went under the dress. And Yuki was like, you should look at Rose. And I went to slowly pull the dress up just a little bit. The moment I touched it, all I saw were just the teeth surrounding my fingers as she chose to attack. She was ferocious. What was I doing? Yes, LARPing. Okay, so set LARP to max. That should be good. Do we make a Boolean for it? Boolean. B. Is LARP a go? There we go. And we're gonna default it to no, and we set it to true. So then here's my idea. This is really overkill. We're gonna make this all part of the LARP variable. Where category? Here we go. LARP. I'm just gonna interchangeably do this. I hope one day someone joins into the stream and they question why I'm saying LARP and not LERP. But we have to just like gaslight them. Where was I? I was in vehicle, right? Yes. Okay, so vehicle. We go, is LARP a go? If LARP is a go, that's when we begin. We also need a counter. So segment counter, and then we need a duplicate, and this is going to be called segment sub counter. LERP segment sub counter. This is going to make sense. Right now it is just going to be confusing. There is logic to this. We just have to get there before it's useful. Rose is spicy. Yeah, Rose is actually just a crackhead. After that moment, she began chasing our other cat Mocha around, and they did little circles. Because my downstairs is like a circle. My downstairs is like it's like a square, and then there's like a wall here, and then this is like stairs. That's making a ramp. It's easier to draw. Yeah, but so that's what that is. And so I have like a kitchen here, and then like a couch area here. And so my cat sometimes decide just to run in a circle like 12 times, and then when they're done, they run upstairs, and they're never heard from ever again. That was it. It took the weekend to figure out layering it and positioning it, but yeah, my head pets are actually done via mix-up overlay. The shoutout is through a separate browser. Wait, did you make a... Oh, so do you load a browser source and like you set the name in the shoutout browser source? That's kind of cool. The word Boolean triggered my programming class trauma. Why would a Boolean trigger trauma? Booleans are the best variables. I personally love them because they have two values and you can't mess that up. I hope you can't. Do you have trauma for messing that up? If you do, I understand. My CSS class is coming back to haunt me. CSS is a useful skill. You just gotta learn how to LARP and LERP. LARP ago. I gotta space this out because I'm bothered that LARP ago. It looks like I'm asking about the past. Now we're leaving it. I think everything in this needs to make me question my sanity in like a year when I look back on this and I'm horrified. The class was a whole trauma because I am dumb. Okay, programming is like really, really hard. Okay, so when I was learning to program, you have like, I gotta label these axes. You have like, what is this? This is time. And then you have like, oh, fuck, how do you, would it be time? Or would it be like difficulty? We're just gonna say diff, skill diff. And like when you start learning it, it's like this, it all makes sense to you. And then you hit a point and it's just like exponential. And then it goes like that. And when you hit this point, that is when you're questioning your sanity and you're like, no, I could not code. I don't understand any of this. I'm so confused. None of this makes sense to me. I'm never going to figure this out. And then you get right about here. And you're like, I'm just really dumb. This was all easy. I can't believe I thought that I couldn't do this. But getting over that, this little hill, that's the struggle. I was there. I had a point in programming where I was just so confused and none of it made any sense to me. And now I have a remote controlled taser that my chat can use. And what more could a man want? Oh? That was me in high school Java. Java's an awful programming language. Everything I said about programming, I take it back for Java. Java's not a real language. It is torture. It's awful. I never want to touch it again. I programmed in Java exactly 4 times, and I hope to never make it 5. The thing is, I was really proud that I made it through class and passed, and then I left college and promptly forgot all of it. Yeah, if you don't use your skills, you just like forget them. That's why I don't remember math. I was so good at math. I remember going into college for like a running start program, and I remember testing into it, and the placement test is designed to account that you'll forget things. And so like it gives you like a leeway where like really old subjects, as long as you get like a 50%, it expects that you know the subject and it moves on. The problem was I didn't forget anything. I knew all of the old math and I just needed to learn the new stuff. And so because I did perfect scores on everything that was older math, it didn't know where to place me, and it actually ended up skipping like half of algebra, and it put me into like pre-calc. And so my first college math class was math I had never learned, and I have never had more, I've never been more horrified than sitting down at my first day of math class and the teacher writes an equation on a board and he's like, you guys should remember this. Keep in mind, in my brain, I remember all the math I've been taught. I looked at this math. I did not remember it. I was like panicking on the inside. I'm like, I have never seen this in my life. What are numbers? Why is there a letter there? It was awful. So I canonically taught myself Mix It Up, and now I'm the resident expert. That's honestly really sick. I use Mix It Up. I don't use it a whole lot though. StreamerBot? That's... Oh, I don't have Mix It Up. I switched to StreamerBot. I forgot Mix It Up did the thing with the head pats, and I put it into exile. I remember now. Me and Mix It Up aren't on speaking terms anymore. On the Java slander. Do you know anyone that programs Java that likes Java? I'm not trying to throw shade. I'm honestly curious. Nothing ages badly as programming web pages by hand in Notepad in the early 2000s. It was actually the funniest thing. We got one thing from that. Let me find it. I would like to say that thanks to programming web pages in Notepad, we got this masterpiece. So I would argue that it was worth it. Damn, Mix It Up banished to the Shadow Realm. Yeah, Mix It Up crashed my stream. It could not handle 300 head pets. It's like that one saying. What was it? A programmer walks into a bar, orders 1 beer, 100 beers, -1 beers, infinite beers. And customer walks in and asks to go to the bathroom. Like, I don't think it accounted for getting 300 head pets. You know, that's not what I wanted. That one. Let me know if it's too loud. I do have it turned up a little bit for YouTube that I was watching. I count my head pets. I've had it break. Wait, have you had your head pets break? I remember. I don't even remember what happened. I think I was at 200 or 300 head pets, and stream just like died. Like, I think it just like disconnected. I had to like restart my stream. I have no idea why. Never explained it. That from that point on, I made my own head pat redeem. Now my head pats live here. If you do a thingy like a head pat, it goes through here, and then it does a little thing. So you do the head pat redeem, and it sets my room color to pink. And then it loads the head pat on my model, and then it checks what the model is, and then it pins the head pat to the model in the precise spot, and then it gets rid of it. That's how it's supposed to work. Sometimes he's a silly little guy. Sometimes he doesn't listen to what he's supposed to do, but I can respect that. What was I doing? Moving a vehicle. Let's do this the funny way first. That is gonna be... Ooh, how do we do this? How do we want to determine their speed? We're gonna figure this out later, I think. Wait, okay. So, sorry, I'm trying to think. The car, every frame, the car needs to move. We can tell it a set amount of times to move. And that will give us one speed. But if we want him to go a different speed, we now have to change how far he moves, which would be a different... Oh god, there's so much math. We're just gonna make a number and we're gonna see what happens. Okay, so pathing vectors. Let's grab this. Get a copy, and then we grab our lerp segment counter, which is this one. Oh, it's gonna be wait a minute. I might have to do -2. We'll figure this out. We'll come back. And then let's do this -1. So the idea is we're getting the segments in front of me, so we know the starting and ending point. Then our alpha, which is on a scale of 0 to 1, I think. We're gonna do the sub counter. We're gonna get this, and we made this an integer because I wanted to lose a little sanity. And so what we're gonna do is we're gonna map this to a range. Is that what is it called? Map range? Can I not map an integer to a range? Map? Make map? Range? What is it called? In range? Min max? Nope. Map to map range. I could have sworn map range clamped. It only does floats. Okay, well, we're making it a float now. No, we can get past this. In range is going to be 0 to 100. Out range is going to be 0 to 1. I could divide this by 100. You know, that would probably be easier. Yeah. No, we're doing it this way. I've already clicked 4 times. I am devoted. Then we put that there, and that gets us our value. Then we set world location of the default scene route, because that's the base of our model. Actually, I think there's a set actor world location offset actor world transform. I can add actor world. Okay, we're just gonna set it. And we'll do a sweep because I don't know if it's gonna matter later, but it might. Mix it up is only frozen. Wait, has only ever frozen up on me doing silly. Launching OBS first, so the browser is treated like it doesn't exist. Oh, order of operations. Do you have a thingy to launch your stuff? I got tired of stream prep. Like, cause like when you start doing streams with more and more software, there's so many like things you have to start up before you're able to just stream. And I find that very annoying. So I created a script that starts everything up in the correct order so I don't have to think about it. And that is wonderful because I'm really, really lazy. And that allows me, it encourages me even to be lazy. Okay, so we do this, and then we're gonna do sub counter. We're gonna add one. Get. We're gonna, I think I can increment it, right? Yeah. That's not what I wanted to delete. So, here's the idea. We move it, and then we add one. And then, wait, is there an what was that range? In range? Integer in range. If it's not, I don't think I care that much. I double clicked it. It's now going to open Visual Studios. That's nice. I think we're good. Okay. What if I like pushing 8 Stream Deck buttons in a row and feeling like I'm prepping for takeoff? Okay, that does sound kind of cool. What if you hit them too fast though? What if you get excited? You hit all 8 buttons at the same time and your OBS launches before? I don't know. Whatever is wrong, it happens and bad things happen. Then what? I've got 2 software plus the game most of the time. Sometimes I launch my PNG or 3D model software. Dude, I low-key kind of want a PNG tube sometimes because I swear to God, VTubing I just find the weirdest problems. Like right now, we don't need this. I have my scripts for redeems. I have chatty. This thing tells me when someone messages me when I'm not paying attention. I got my music. I have VBridger, which is my face tracking, and then I have YouTube Studio, which is on a different screen. And then I have StreamerBot, and this does one thing, and that's it does shoutouts for me. Because I forget. I feel bad. I want you to know so many times I forget to do a shout out and I look back and I'm like, oh no, I'm a terrible person. How could I have forgotten such an important thing? Although that might just be me getting in my own head. Nobody believes penguins can fly. There is a game. It's actually in my board. What's it called? Learn to Fly. Wait, have you played Learn to Fly? I think you could learn from that game. I think I have it. Wait, can you own Learn to Fly? Did they make that viable? It's like a Flash game from my wee childhood. I have a lot of people who use StreamerBot, so it is probably time I learn it too. I think StreamerBot allows you to do full custom stuff. I don't remember the specifics on this. But if I remember correctly, it can run Python scripts, and because it can run Python scripts, the sky's the limit. You can do whatever you want. And I think that's why I liked it. Also, Mix It Up is just so confusing. I feel like when I was trying to learn Mix It Up, it was very confusing to figure out how to do things like I had my model swap on Mix It Up for a while before VTube Studio had the function added to it. And I feel like there was like 16 steps required to make that work. I had to like make a thing in VTube Studio, an action, and the action had to move me, and then or to invert the model, and then Mix It Up had to call that action, and the redeem had to call Mix It Up, and it just added like extra steps. Welcome in, Momo. I hope you're doing well. Wait, you were doing art earlier, weren't you? How did it go? Wait, it is. I have the third one in my library. There is a third. Wait a minute. Learn to Fly Steam. There's a Learn to Fly 3. Oh my god, I literally. Oh, it's free. That's even better. Oh my god, I actually need to send this to a friend. 1 second. That was critical. Thank you. That's a lot of words on the screen. Yeah, actually, it's getting very confusing very fast. Let me get my chat. Chat had an error. That's wonderful. Thank you, Twitch. Mix It Up is confusing, not gonna lie. Firebot is better. Never use StreamerBot to see its user interface. I was able to use StreamerBot without a tutorial in about 5 minutes getting things set up. But I didn't set up that advanced stuff, so like, you gotta take that with a grain of salt. All the doodles. Ooh, what were you doodling? Welcome in, Momo. I hope you're doing well. If you are feeling tired, feel free to get some rest. Momo is a wonderful artist who I also need to commission to make a female version of my avatar when I finally design a thingy. I do have some commissions in place to get more ideas on how I want to do the avatar. I have high hopes. But I have not forgotten. Thank you for the coin. Do I have access to this? I do. Oh, heck yeah. I'm also the chaotic soul who set up and made tutorials on making things. That can be helpful. Dude, I ironically, I make tutorials on subjects that that I am worried I'll forget. Like there was a thing. I was using capture cards for stream at one point, and I had an issue where at a certain resolution, the color range was not correct, and so everything was kind of washed out. And like I found out a way how to make a LUT filter so that I could like make the colors kind of restore a little bit. And that's like a 20-step process. It's not a fun time. So I made a video on it, and it made it so much easier. And like I had like a Discord chat. Yeah, it's long story short. If I think I'm gonna forget something, I make a tutorial for myself, and then I put it on the internet. I think it's a wonderful thing to do. Welcome in, Cordarl. How do you pronounce that? Cordarl? Cordarl. You're a Daryl or a Darl? A wild cord appeared. Okay, so we have cord is fine. Okay. Okay, where was I? Is LARP a go? If LARP is a go, then we figure out our current location and where we need to go, and then we move forward, and then we set that location, and then we continue to increment. And so what this will allow is we'll move forward. Then what we need to do is if max, how do we do this? Lark segment counter. We're gonna make another variable. This is gonna get really confusing. LARP segment max. We'll call it yeah, we'll call it max. Max is gonna be 100, so that we can do this later. So what we do, get this. We say, is this greater than or equal to? Greater than? Greater than. If it's greater than this. Because what we're doing is we need to know when we make it to the next point, when we need to do more logic. If we make it to the next point, then we set this back to 0. And then to our segment counter, we get this, and we're going to set it -1. Actually, we can decrement. De-increment. We get rid of 1. If we also need to get rid of things. So if this goes below a certain number, I think segments start at 0. So if it is less than 0, then we gotta stop this, and we're gonna say LARP is not a go. So if this works, I don't think I called it. Wait a minute, one second. We gotta call it. It's not gonna work. Level spawner? Event graph. Okay, so that's running here. So we spawn event, and we just spawn obstacle. And then what we need to do is find our thingy. Chunk array. Okay, so we spawn the vehicle. What did I call it? I call it LARPing. What did I call that function? Function. Set LARP to max. God damn, I love myself. Let me put that in here. Okay, so we do that. That is the secret to making it go. My understanding is that we are going to make it move 1 piece of the road per 100 frames. And I think it defaults to 120 frames a second. So if this works correctly, it should be like playing in a highway. Is it moving? What's happening here? This feels so much slower. Oh my god, I didn't even do rotation and it looks okay. Oh, I forgot Wait a minute. Where are they going? Wait, I want to investigate this. Can I not possess anything? There's a control, there's a button. UE5, unpossess. There's a key for this. Unpossess hotkey. Alt S? Oh, hell yeah. Okay, so they spawn and they go up. I am absolutely amazed that this looks semi-normal. Theoretically. Why did they end up here? That's my question. This is the magic of programming. I've done something wrong, and now we have a parking lot. If I'm correct, I think they're at 0. So they moved to 0, 0, 0. Also, I just want to take a quick peek at stats. Stat detailed. I think it's called detailed something. Detailed. I want to see detailed frame. There's a way to see frame timing. I want to see how this affects performance. UE5 detailed frame time. Stat detailed. There we go. Detailed. Stat D. Is this not a thing anymore? Stat unit. Okay, so we're still at a solid FPS. There's a stat FPS. T.FPS. No. Stat FPS. We're at 60 FPS. It's not looking great. How many cars can we have? Oh god, what happened there? Wait a minute. Oh, it was because I was off the game. Wait, does it spawn multiple when it's tabbed out? Oh, okay. That's something we'll have to think about later. Let me make a note of that. When this is a bug. When tabbed out, more obstacles spawn. That's a problem for later me. We will document it and we'll think back on it. I need to set up another Mix It Up workshop so where people can come and have the Snow Leopard help them get what they wanted up and running. Thanks to Mix It Up importing command events, etc. Wait, did Mix It Up do like a big update recently? I'm amazed that we are at 100 vehicles. And we're maintaining 60 FPS. There's a, what is it? T.max FPS. T? Did I just crash my thing? Here we go. Max FPS. 120? Is it a frame limit causing it to stay at 60? No, it is not. Okay, well, it's not as impressive as I thought. Okay, well, why are they going to 0? I couldn't tell you with any certainty. It was a random name on Final Fantasy VI, like 22 years ago. Oh, interesting. It's actually kind of funny. My username, I stole from a random video game a long, long time ago. I don't remember at this point if it was Red Faction 1 or 2, but it was like a randomly generated name. I just kind of vibed with it. They didn't update because of a Twitch API change, but I don't remember if it could be considered big. I do not think so. Was that when they sunset the one of their endpoints? I remember that. I had moved out And I was like, I got my computer set up. My life is in order. I've just got steamrolled by a car. That wasn't actually part of my life. And I was like, I think I want to get my stream back up. And I start my stream up, and my frickin' thing that lets me do all of my redeems was just broken. And I looked into it, and in the week that I was gone, Twitch depreciated my endpoint. Made me big upset. So I got to spend the next day and a half fixing everything. Okay, so this is working. We don't have the tire rotation. I kind of started working on it, and I just kind of didn't. If you look very closely, did I do this right? Tire rotation speed to 100. Look at that. See, guys, tires are gonna rotate. We will do that later, though. I have put a lot of love and effort into this. The tires will rotate. We also need to make it clamp to the ground. Do I care to make it clamp to the ground right now? It's gonna look a little silly some of the time, but like... I mean, it's not bad. Yeah, you see the back tires as the road slopes is just a little bit wrong. Like, that one was wheeling. That was kind of cool. I want to see if I can break the game, actually. Here, 1 second. I'm going to set the maximum speed to 10,000. I don't know if that was 10,000. I didn't count the zeros. What happens if we just push our luck? Okay, we're at 9,000, 10,000. That was 100,000. Oh, God. Oh, God. We've hit warp speed. What was it? Alt A? Control A? How do I unpossess? I'm dead. What happened to the map? Was that a... Okay, is that a me problem? Is the map too low? Why did it do that? We're gonna figure that out later. That's gonna be the moral of the story. Let's do a quick little bug report. When I set my speed to 100k, at a point the map started generating in the distance. I'm not sure. Actually, we're gonna add notes to this. I'm not sure if this was caused by speed or Z height. Height. I can't spell. It's one thing you're gonna learn about me. Or track length. Save. This is the fun of game dev. You add one feature and you get 7 bugs. We no longer need our debug. I will leave the debug in. And then we'll reset ourselves. There we go. Okay, so we got that. Let me get rid of this. Do we get rid of this? Also, why is the cars going down here? 5 unpossessed. I gotta find the hotkey again. Alt S. Okay, so theoretically, when we get to the end, we set isLARPaGo to 0, which means it stops running the logic. What that should mean then is that we have made it past the end, and that is causing it to do this. So what if we do a less than equal to? And so now, instead of being when we hit -1, it'll be when we hit 0. Will that fix this problem? Was it Alt S? Beautiful. Okay, that was a problem. Did wait, was that a bug? Did I fix my own bug? No, I didn't report that as a bug. I knew it was gonna be fixed. Okay. That's the okay. Oh, what if you you just cash in cars at the end of the spline, move to 0, 0, 0. See, if you create your own bug reports for things you fix, it makes you feel like you've done more. God, look at that. It's like a supercar. What if I leave that in? So now we need to figure out the lane spacing. How far do we need to adjust the car off the center to hit the lane? So, right now, we're sitting like, that's about the center, right? Oh, heck yeah! The whole world is centered on 0! That makes the math so easy! So we just put it like that. That looks like we're at the middle, right? So it's 610. Let's make a note. Actually, no, let's do 610. So here's my thought. We need to... there's a couple things we have broken here that we're going to have to fix. Then that is that when we spawn them in, we are putting them in a very specific place. We need to somehow account for their position when they spawn, for them not to move left or right. I broke Mix It Up for a bit. Wait, did Mix It Up get hit by the same problem? Ironically, it wasn't hard to fix, but like I was just kind of sad that I had to fix it. Yeah. So, how do we do this? We have our world location, and the easiest thing I would think would be we break this maybe, and we get rid of one dimension. And if I'm correct, that would be the Y direction. Yeah, we get rid of the Y direction. The car will never move from the side they're in. So we have to do two things. First of all, let's label it. And so Y direction is going to be our lane. We're going to do get world location. Scene route is fine. Is there an actor world location? There's gotta be like a get actor location. Actor location. Get actor location. There we go. That makes it easier, I think. We split that. Then, can I make this not ugly? We're gonna make a vector. Make vector. And we're going to take our, the Y from that one, and we're going to take the other values from that one, and put that there. My thought is, if we give it a random spawning location, it should stay in that spawn location. We're not going to give it random permanently, but I want to see what happens. We're going to go into level spawner. We're gonna have a little fun. Set spawn location. We're going to break our vector. We're going to make it again. And we're going to do a random... Let's do this properly. We're going to do maybe a switch. What is the easiest way to get a hard random? I know just the thing. Random integer. I need a range. Random integer in range. And I think I need a stream, but I think we can get by without it for now. And so here's my thought. We do -1, 0 and 1. That gives us 2 values. Then what we're gonna do is we clamp. We need to make this a float because we can't do this without a float for some reason. Convert float. What is the make float to float? And then we're gonna map this. Map range clamped. I don't think we need to worry about clamping it, but why not? So in range is 0 to 1. Out range is gonna be negative 610, 610. So what that means is it'll either be 610 or negative 610. See the genius in this plan? We put that here. Put that here. And now here's the fun part. We have a variable where we can set the spawn rate. We're gonna set it to how much time is a frame? 14 milliseconds? Let's do max once per frame. You know, we're gonna... Wait, does that fix the other bug? Oh my god, I might be able to double dip on my bug fixes. Yeah, so now we have cars. Look at that. It's working perfectly and it's horrific. Alt S. It's like a lemo. What is... Why? Oh, because they're making an infinite loop. Not infinite loop. They're making, they're spawning every frame. Oh god, the frame rate. Oh god, that's bad. Okay, we're gonna alt tab out. Did we fix the other problem? Will we get... actually, we probably need to reduce the spawn rate to know. Yeah, this is a problem. Set this back to 1. Will that fix the bug where when we alt tab, it causes them to all look weird? Okay, so we alt tab out. Give it a couple seconds. Do we get the supercar? We still get... Okay, so that did not fix that problem. That's okay. Player's dead. So there's some problems with this design. And that's not one of them that I was accounting for. Put you back. And that is, right now, we don't really have the pinnacle of interesting gameplay because this isn't very hard. And by very hard, I mean I could play this without having to think. How do we stop this? I never really thought that I would have... Wait, is the road too wide? Is that the problem? Do I need to make the road less wide? I feel like it's just too girthy. Okay, so that is actually a bug. Now we know. Let me make a little update. This is not caused by speed. Now we know. So we make the road smaller. Are we gonna break everything in doing this though? I said that I was going to do the sidewalk, and I expected to not need to do a sidewalk for a long time. So much so that I planned the sidewalk as a low priority feature. I think this game needs a smaller map, because this is just not interesting in any way, shape, or form. Why don't we just make them a little... Okay, why don't we make them like that? Let's see how we feel about moving across it, and we'll see if sidewalk is the time for us. Did we? Wait, we set the scale, don't we? Okay, I didn't think about this. When we spawn the chunk, I think we set the scale. Oh god, it's time to look at the chunk code. Delta location, set actor, spawn chunks, custom event. What did I do in a past life to deserve having to look through this? What did I... Why? Why does it not take the relative scale of my item? What causes this? So if you look back, add child component, BP level chunk. So we create our chunk. This plane should scale linearly. So when I set the relative actor size, nothing happens. Why did nothing happen? What? Wait, no, I'm confused. My understanding is everything's scale is supposed to be relative. So like if I make this bigger, only this should get bigger. Is it because this isn't linked? What did I do? If I... Do I do something? Default scene route. I set the scale to 25. Oh my god. That's why nothing happened. Okay, so now default scene route. It's still nothing's happening. Do I need to compile it? I'm so incredibly confused because I remember when I did this last time and I changed the scale. This happens. See, the scale changes. Why? Why does changing the scale not change the scale in other places? Do I set the scale twice? On replicate, we change the scale again. Okay. I think that's what's causing that. Plane. We set the scale. And we need the scale not to be set. So what we're going to do is we're going to get scale. Relative scale, we do that. Relative scale 3D. That sounds right. Let's break that. I think this is what's causing it. The point of this, maintain set scale. The point of this is when I spawn this in and I change the slope, I want it to update, and this does that for me. So now we go back here and we do this. It's bigger than it ever was before. What just happened? I'm gonna cause epilepsy with those lines being so big. Level chunk. What? What could have caused that? Okay, let's get rid of this one too. Oh, look at that. That's kind of cool. Wait, no, that's bad. What? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I want to get back on it. Oh, I can't get back on it. Okay. So, scale is important because we had it set to 25. This makes it very large. This should set the entire scale of the thing when we spawn it. And then on the change of set relative scale. Get scale. Can I get a relative scale? Transform. Nope, not that. Split that. What if we do this? Is that the problem? Do we need a relative scale? There we go. Beautiful. So now the roads are a little smaller. We got the European style roads now. We need to reassess where the cars spawn. But I think it looks like it's going to be more interesting. Let's go ahead. Let's go back to the spawn. This road, how big do we want this? Actually, we want this to be like, we need to make it tight enough. I understand now why Subway Surfers use trains, because it just so evenly fills the space of the train track. But they also locked you into lanes, and I think that helps. So I need a way to stop people from sitting in the middle. Do I need to add like a small amount of swerve? Maybe that's the way. Maybe we add a swerve value, and then that way they can kind of like get really close to the line. Okay, let's test this. If we do negative 220, my thought is we can, where is it? Level spawner? We can see if that is close enough to stop you from being able to sit in the middle. Where is it? Level spawner, and then we go to spawn obstacle. And we negative 220. So these should be like in the middle. Can I skirt it? Oh my god. I actually think I like that. No, maybe. That's delicate. Because if you move a little bit, you die. But like, on the flip side, if you're like dodging something, and you can line that up, that'd be incredible. Okay, so how do we make this not cheesable then? Because we don't want you to be able to just AFK. Do we make it? I think we have to add... I was going to say we could do the swerve. But it would make you need to process on the fly. Is that going to be a problem? Also, why did this just skip? Let's do some quick math. Let's respawn back where we want to be. Oh, I was really hoping that'd take me the camera too. Back here. So let's see. Can we do like a swerve value? So road. We can go about that far. So it's gonna be negative 420. 20, and then we can get all the way in, maybe like halfway to the middle, because we don't want them to hit each other if we ever decide to do cross traffic. Like negative 190. I go the wrong direction. Negative 200. Negative 200 is that looks pretty close. Negative 205. That looks centered. Okay. Negative 205. So as long as between those, I don't think it should be a problem. Do we make them swerve, or is that too unpredictable? For right now, let's keep this simple. We're going to add more random numbers. I don't know if this is going to work quite how I want it to, though. I think I can do like maybe a select index case. How do you do this in this? Flow control. Switch on int. There we go. we're gonna have to do a little bit of logic on this, but my thought is we make the cars spawn on the inner, middle, and outer edges, and that way you can't cheese it. I think that makes the most sense to me. We'll do a local variable, and it's gonna be, what would that be? Lane position, and that should be a float. We'll set this, and so the idea is if it's a 0, it should be maybe negative 420, which is the outer edge. If it's a 1, what's half of 420 to 509? 420 minus 205 divided by 2 plus 205, 312.5. Okay. And then we do 205 for the middle-ish, and then on the other side we do positive 205. Take these, do the same thing. Make it positive, positive, and so that should give us all the different lane positions. Then, number between 0 and 5, that should be A-okay. And then here, we take our lane position, and we just throw it in there, get rid of that. And that should give us random lane position. And we'll have to circle back to this later. I just want this game, I want to make sure it's fun before we dig into it. And right now, if I can play without thinking, I don't think it's fun. So, take all of that, scoot it. Let's add a reroute node. Put that there. There you go. So, now, everything should spawn in a slightly varied position. So now, if I center myself perfectly, theoretically I should get hit, right? Oh no. What if we make the hitbox a little wider? Is it too forgiving right now? Did I touch the tire? I think I touched the tire. I definitely... Wait, that one killed me. Maybe I was actually on the absolute edge of the hitbox. God, look at that sick wheelie. We're gonna have to fix that eventually. Okay. What can I do to stop the player from wanting to sit in the middle? It's like, sure. See, like, that was on the outer edge. Always a wheelie, yeah. I could fix the... Okay, so Nox, what if I fix the rotation, but I make it so it's always wheeling? So, okay. It still doesn't have the pizzazz. What do I need? Why does that teleport the chunk location? God, I should look into that eventually. That's gonna be a pretty big bug. What, do we make him swerve? Is the road still too big? How big is a normal road? That looks like a correct size road, but I guess we can cheese it a little bit. It's just too easy. What happens? Let's try something. Let's make them spawn twice as often. I think event graph, I should have the spawn rate. I should really make that a variable. You promote variable obstacle spawn rate. We're gonna set it to half. So it's gonna be a lot more obstacles. It might be a problem. Yeah. Oh god. Okay, that might be a problem. I think I might need them to swerve. The random chance, I think, is what makes this not work. I think it's kind of brain dead until it's not. Let me move this back out of the way so I don't hit myself. What do we do? I could put potholes in. I think potholes might be what I should do right now. Now, even with a fairly dense amount of cars, this is like... I don't have to adjust myself that frequently. Should I make them swerve? I would need to be a little more fancy. I couldn't just lerp the swerve because you would have to make it a little more like what's the term? It has to accelerate like paint. So like when they swerve, you don't linearly swerve like that. You would probably like slowly ease in and out, and so I'd have to figure that out. It would be not a lerp. The chance for cars switching lanes. Paint hotkey sounds like such a good idea. Give me a second. We can make this a reality. Open application. Paint. Paint. Nice. Chance for switching lanes. Do we? That would be... What if my issue is I'm not taking advantage of the jump? Like sometimes, look at these spawns. Like they are... Okay, that one, that was... If I could have survived that, that might have been kind of fun. 3000. What if the speed is the problem? No, because that just means density. I think I need a ground obstacle. I think... Oh, wait a minute. What if I do Mario controls? So hear me out. Here's a thought. When in the air, you can't change momentum. I get rid of in-air acceleration. So you can't correct yourself. You get ground obstacles, and when you dodge them, you have to kind of proactively make sure you stick yourself in the right spot. God, I gotta figure out why this is happening. What tile does that happen on? Let's go to the level spawner and just on reuse chunk, give it like a number. World upset, update pathing spline. We add to the chunk array. Chunk array, get length print to string print append chunk number. Now every time it calls, we will see the thing. So we're at chunk 13, 14. I have to pay attention now. When does it disappear? 22, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34. Can I see the ground? 5, 36, 37. Everything looks good so far. 40, 45, 47. What do they... Okay, wait. So they all moved. Was that at 50? Did 50 trigger it? Road debris. Yeah, I think I need like a pothole. So is it 50? Wait 1 second. We're gonna turn off the vehicles because I want to understand what's happening here. This is actually a problem. We're gonna set the spawn rate to 600. It is just never gonna happen. Let me set my speed to 10,000 and we'll set my acceleration to 1,000. That will make me way faster. So it was like 50. And then the world disappeared. Right on 50. I think that happened on 50. Did that look like it happened on 50? I gotta fix this. I'm tired of the world disappearing. What is this? This is the plate game. It's Plate. I was talking with my friend. I don't know if he wants me to say his real name. And the storyline behind it is it's going to be Hamlet theme. And the plot line is that your family is trying to overthrow you as like the next heir to the throne. And they're going to throw you out of the back of a moving truck, and the goal is to catch up to that truck. So, what happens at 50 that causes the whole thing to die? Here's my thought. We're going to put this here. We're going to start this. We're going to simulate this. I want to see what is happening. When we get to about 50, I will slow down. Get to around maybe 40. Actually, it's going to take a long time to slow down. I just realized that. Yeah. Does it get called like normal? Yeah, so it's still calling everything normally. What changes? Let me grab... Is there a maximum delta location? Update spline pathing. What happened? Why does my road disappear? So, add actor offset. We set the world location. The whole world moves. Like it disappears from underneath of me. That's the part that is very confusing. Is there some logic that I have run on accident? Update pathing spline. That stuff only runs a singular time. The only thing that should impact this is the recycle the chunk. Let's go back to the player. And let's set our acceleration maybe to 10,000. Let's get it a little faster. 10,000, 100,000. We're going to give it a lot. Ideally, it'll make us easier to reproduce. Now we're going to go to reuse chunk. Right now, when we hit 50, what are we doing that would cause this? Set actor location. Let's print the delta location, maybe? Delta location. And then, let's see, what happens to the delta location? The weird thing is, why does every chunk move? That implies I'm doing something to move them. Chunk. Delta location is 0. Oh, it's because I've already moved it. Okay, yeah, 1 second. Level spawner, it's because we are using this value, and so by the time we've set it, we've already made them the same. Let's promote this to a local variable. And we'll put this here. And put this here. Now, when we do the reuse of a delta location, everything looks totally normal. I need a way to capture this. Let me do something. We're setting our acceleration back to where it was. What I'm gonna do is we're gonna make a debug key. And we're gonna make debug key E and debug key Q. And the idea is we have a speed variable, which I think, or is it a velocity? Am I using velocity? Reference values, jump tracking, physics, velocity. So we're gonna get our velocity. Can I figure out forward from this? Get unit direction? No. Is the plate forward? Yes. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna set our velocity. And we're gonna get actor. I should be able to get like a reference to the actor, right? I just want the actual actor. Forward vector. So here's my thought. We get our forward vector. That's not the one I want. Forward vector. Get actor forward vector. We get this. We multiply it by maximum speed, I guess. Make this an integer. Max speed. And then we set it. And so we'll make it so that when we hit E, we will be going maximum speed. Then we'll do the same here, but instead we will set it as a float, right? Single precision, that's fine. We'll set it to like 1,000. Which is still fast, but that should give me, so like that, there we go. See, there we go. We cheat the physics. Okay, so when we hit the next tile, everything vanishes. Where is the next tile? 50. Wait a minute. Is it 51? $51. Wait, what? What happened? Is it a speed thing? I thought the whole world disappeared. Did I do the math wrong on spawning? No, that wouldn't make sense. Reuse chunk. Why is everything working? What happened? Is it speed? I did have the speed set to 3,000. Am I not figuring out the location properly for resetting chunks? If I skip a chunk, does it freak out? We're at 70. Everything's fine. We're going into the fog of the level. I've never gone down this far. I forgot that there's volumetric clouds in the distance. I should actually get rid of that here. 1 second. Where are we? Oh, I didn't mean to do that. That's okay. So is it a speed thing then? Meow. Now, Maximum speed. We hit 50. And it teleports in front of me. Is 50? Why is 50 happen at high speed? Why does it not happen at low speed? We'll see if we can figure this out, and I'll call it there. If I can. Let me see. So, set world tile. Reuse chunk. So, does it have something to do with this? I don't think this is going to tell me what I need to know. Current world tile, did tile change, reuse chunk. Let me call this. I don't think there's anything wrong with our location. So we will leave that off for now. I think it has to do with how the player is calling this. I don't understand how though. Skip first. Reuse chunk. We select a chunk. We add it to the array. We get the first chunk, I think. We add it to the array, then we calculate our slope. We then set the slope. We then move it to the correct location using the delta between points. This is happening on every tick. Is the tick the problem? Can we reproduce it by slowing the frame rate? I think that would give me some sort of confirmation. So we have a max speed. We'll set that to 1,000, so I don't have to think about it. And then there is a setting, I think it's t.max FPS, and we set it to like 5. We gotta go harder. We have to slideshow 1 frame per second. Maybe like 1/10 of frame per second? Am I on the wrong trail? 0.1. We're hitting... Wait, what is that? 1 frame per 10 seconds? Did I break it? In the game engine? I looked away. Did the frame change? If I hold left, do I fall off the map? Oh god. We can recover this. So I don't think it's the frame rate. So then why... Can we get our frame rate back? Oh no. Oh no, I have to wait. Is that 10 seconds before I can... Oh, that's awful. I didn't think about the repercussions of my actions. Welcome in, Zoyer. We are playing Slideshow because I made a mistake. Max FPS. I hit tab. Does it select the first one? Come on, let me get my frames back. Please, I beg you. Okay. 120. Enter. Next frame, please. Oh, we're back. Oh my god, that was awful. You actually set a value too high? I set the frame rate to 0.1 FPS. I'm trying to figure out a bug. And it made sense to me. I didn't realize it was the whole editor that was getting the frame rate set to 1 FPS. 0.1 FPS. Is that 1 frame per 10 seconds or 6 seconds? I think that was 10 seconds. That was bad. is quite beautiful. I like the part where I could not tell what was happening. So current I think this is our problem. I think this is causing the thing. I just don't know a better way to go about this. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do a little print statement, and we're gonna say append, and we're gonna make it last 5 seconds. We're gonna make it red, orange. That's pretty close. Let's make it more orange. And it's gonna be called current world tile. My curiosity is, does this value skip when everything breaks? Let me put my character back to max speed. So, I go this, and it was like 50, right? World tile resets to 0. Okay, we know what's happening. Why? Why is it happening? Current world tile. What math did I mess up? Welcome in, Psycho. I hope your guys' nights are going well. So, we get our value. Actor's location, snap to grid. We then multiply chunk size by 100 because that was the math required to figure out how long one chunk was. Then we divide it to get the world tile. Current world tile, we truncate. Why does this reset? We're gonna do is we're going to make a big old debug string, and we're gonna try and understand why this is broken. Yeah, I just got back from the movies, just tired. Hopefully you had a good time. What movie did you see? So, we get our location. Let's start with our grid size. Vector snapped to grid. I didn't think about this. Yeah, it's fine. No, we're gonna fix this. We're gonna set this to 0 because this is running every tick and I did not realize. There we go. 250. So what happens when we hit 50 and that resets? It completely goes back to 0. Am I hitting the maximum value? No, the float should be able to go farther, right? Grid size. Why? Is it a division thing? No, because this resets. So my issue is in here. Somewhere in here, this number cannot contain me. Minions and monsters for my nephew's birthday. Oh, I hope you made their day better. Hopefully enjoy the movie at least a little bit. Wait, are they still making Minions movies? Is it good? You know how like different movies and series like sometimes go on way longer than planned, and sometimes they're like legitimately good. Sometimes they survive just like based on like sheer luck. It was good. Okay, I'm glad to hear it. So there was like Hello Neighbor had like a TV series and stuff like that, and it did not look like it was a good show. B times 100, I think. I think this is my problem. I just converted a float. Oh my god. Okay, nope. Nope, put that back. We're just gonna, for testing purposes, we're just gonna make that there. Chunk size. Is this what is resetting? No. Right? $250. Yeah, okay. So this is fine, because this is set in stone. Then it's gotta be something to do with this. What about our starting location? Oops. Why did the starting location change? What did I just... Okay, so... Get active location, get starting location. Did the starting location reset? Wait a minute. Actor's location should be fine, right? So we get here, the world disappears, 50,000, negative. Wait a minute. Vector snap to grid. Did my coordinate plane reset? We're at 50,000 again. Wait a minute. Something's not right here. Like, it was really dumb, silly kid humor, but it had an old school cartoon feel. Ah, honestly, I love the old school cartoon stuff. I wish more people... I don't know if this is a hot take. I wish more people used that because I've started noticing more and more anime adding 3D effects. And like, is it just me? I feel like it's so jarring when they switch to 3D because it never quite lines up right. If I lick your values, will it help? It very possibly might. I've got to understand why my value is changing. Let's shoot myself into space real quick. What was it? Alt S. Where's the player at? Player. For 50,000 and then negative 50,000. What is a maximum in UE5? What is the maximum location number? Default. I don't want maximum. I want, what is the standard? Your butt's jarring. Wait a minute. What are you looking at my butt for? Oh, it's 6'7"? Oh no. I actually enjoy 6'7". I think that the pain and suffering it causes brings me joy. But that's just me. Give me a sword. Oh no. I don't have the option in this menu. Oh, I do have the option. It's too late. You know what needs to be done. Okay, so why is our number resetting? That's our problem. Get actor location. Get world location. Default scene route. What happens if we use a different part of us? I don't think this changes anything, right? Why does it keep changing? The starting location does not change, right? This is a constant. Let me make sure starting location doesn't change. What? So everything works fine now. Wait a minute. Is it because it's the editor? No shot. 1 second. Standalone game. I swear to God, is this just a bug of the editor? Can I full screen this? No, that's fine. I didn't want to full screen it anyway. No. Why does it happen sometimes? So that number changes. The issue is the actor's location sometimes like recenters itself. How do I even describe that? Seeing my actor location flip negative after moving, sometimes randomly after when does it normally flip? It worked in the viewport. Nox is the bunny for Monty Python. I need the holy hand grenade. Oh no, I don't think that'll stop you though. They are the world-renowned ankle biter. So 30,000, 40,000, 50,000. 50,000 that flips. That's 50,000, right? Yeah, okay. After around K in what direction? This is X, right? Yeah. 50K X. Why is this? Sometimes it doesn't. Hello, welcome in.
Streaming?
Yeah.
Hi, stream.
Floating point precision lost in world coordinates. This is most certainly a single precision float rounding error. Well, UE5 in Minimath fast still actor transforms. A lot of gameplay use 32-bit floats. Float that only has 7 decimal. 50,000, the smallest representable step, is already 5 decimals, and it degrades quadratically.
Ooh, okay, I'm leaving. Bye.
Randomly flips negative.
That's a lot of math.
So, if any code path, blueprint, nodes, serialization, quantum networks is packing your location, first value of the patch is, can I fix this? I can do large world coordinates. Yeah, Yuki didn't like the math. Network quantization. I did turn on replication. Let's turn off replication. I'd be so upset. I'll save all. We compile this. Save. Okay. No. Okay, that didn't fix it. So it's not networking. Nox is truly the best ankle biter, for they are the size of an ankle. Oh no. Noped out of the numbers, so valid. Okay, this is actually like, this is stumbling me. I've never had to make an infinite runner. And like, I feel like my options are I move the entire world and recenter it, or we give it bigger numbers, and I want to give it bigger numbers. Resolution on tick on both server and client. This is single player. I am running this standalone in the editor, so the player is the server. Check for casts. Uses on location. Disable movement replication temporarily. Oh, we're not using custom movement. We also do not use the movement component. This is a custom actor. Welcome in, K9. Friendship is bees. Bees? I didn't say who it could be. The giant woman from Steven... Yo, no. Oh, you didn't say whose ankle it could be. Oh, okay, I get it. Yeah, maybe... I think the giant lady from Steven Universe would place Noxit very large. Okay, so why is our value resetting? Double. Any intermediate variable in your movement math is a float. Oh, guys, I did all the physics myself. I caused my own problems. Oh no. Wait a minute, did I teleport? Was my... My character is teleporting. It's not the world moving, it's me moving. Oh my god. Set actor location. This is the problem. Thank you for the head pets, Rupee. Oh my god. It makes so much sense now. I'm setting my location and it's moving. Print. Append. My set location. And then we need to do this. This is every tick, so let's set it down to 0. My set location. As you can see, set location, negative 30,000. Now we accelerate. And then we hit 50. And then everything works just fine. I swear to God. Can we hit Mach 9? Should I increase speed further? Oh, it's because I'm doing the editor thing. Why does it work in the editor sometimes and sometimes it doesn't? What is game design? I'm gonna become a hermit. I'm gonna go live in the mountains, far away from any Unreal engines. We're at 50,000 again. Everything's working. I fixed it. I fixed the bug by not fixing it. There's no shot. Okay, we understand. So it happened. Why? What is happening here? Is it because... Okay, so we take our starting location. Clamp player to map. That's telling us not to move side to side. That's fine. Get actor location. And we add a velocity. And we multiply delta world seconds. That should be fine. And then we're adding that to the vector. And then we break our vector. We cut it out because we need to clamp the player to the map. What am I doing wrong? I currently move the player using velocity times delta seconds plus actor location. Do I set them location? I set... What if, guys? We break the fourth wall. Add offset. Add actor world offset. What if instead of setting our location, we don't? That's my full train of thought. And, well, the problem is no more. We can safely say we fixed it. Why did that... Wait, 1 second. Velocity as delta seconds. Oh, we didn't plug it in. You know, that'll happen. You're making a game, I'm making a code program, or a true AI. Ooh, what do you mean by that? It's bees all the ways down. All I can remember, what was it from? There's something where there's just like bees with a question mark, and it's always made me laugh. Because it's just like, bees? Also, it's sleepy time. Thanks for stopping by, Rupee. I hope you have a good night and get a good night's rest. It's like the world is not getting bigger, I'm getting smaller. What if? What if you are shrinking? What's that one thing where the guy gets smaller? Or he like reverse ages? The Curious Case of Benjamin Button? I actually haven't seen the movie. I just remember the term. Okay, so that didn't fix it. I was really hoping that I could just not. So, I'm gonna be honest with you. I've caused my own problem making custom physics. Velocity only until second activation is the right formula, but it's open a tight mismatch. One of those two values causing a float truncation of a large double precision. Velocity is a float type vector or built from float components. Vector 3F. This should just be a standard vector, right? Yeah. I don't know of any other vectors. Oh, there is a vector 2F, 3F. Delta second is fine. It's float. It's small. So multiply by double vector yields a double. Multiplication. Oh, I gotta put this back. Multiplication or addition node itself, since you're using vector times float, where the float pin is weird from something that's causing the case to float, the node returns single precision. Some older blueprint math still have the float variants that show up if you drag them in. Vector location came from a cached float variable. If you stored vector location in a variable type, you already lost precision. I'm just pulling actor location. If you're doing set actor location with sweep enabled, a large velocity, sweep does a physics trace at high coordinates in float-based collision math. They can sweep can reportedly hit a wildly wrong location and snap the actor. I'm not sweeping. I don't use sweep. And I Use get actor location for... I don't think get actor location. Going to go vroom vroom. This is yeah, we're trying to make this like a infinite runner. I just did not expect to hit such a weird bug trying to do physics. I've never made a game in this vein. Have you seen the Amazing Digital Circus? I have only seen the first episode of Amazing Digital Circus. It seemed interesting, but I also like I have a pet peeve. I don't like watching shows before they're done because I watch all of them and then I get sad that I have to wait for another episode. Like nothing has happened with the Backrooms or the Amazing Digital Circus or any other thing that breaks the fourth wall. I use Python for my code. Ooh. Are you using... Wait, so you're making... Okay, so you're using Python to... Code, program, or a true AI? So are you making Python to, like, control an AI? What do you mean by that? You mean, like, AI as in, like, a bot? Or, like AI as what most people refer to it today? So, velocity. On a bad tick, the sign of the delta can invert. Wait a minute. That would explain it. If the delta inverted, it could cause everything to flip. I think the math would be wrong. What happens if we absolute it? Now the delta can never be negative. I'm just trying to understand why it sometimes doesn't happen. There's no shot delta inverted, right? Okay, well, I can no longer see. What am I looking at? I think we fixed it. Alright, let's go ahead and save that. Let's get rid of volumetric. No, it's exponential height fog. Fog density of 0. Okay, does it break? It was apparently a negative delta time, which I did not know was possible. Wait, god damn it, it happened again. I thought it was fixed. Let's do some dissection. Rent 0 append. Okay, we're just gonna take every value. We're gonna see what value is changing involuntarily. Let's start with actor location. Then we'll get our velocity. And then we get our delta seconds. I'm worried with one or on each frame, we might not actually see what we need to see. We'll see. I don't think it printed. Wait 1 second. Yeah, there we go. Let's get rid of our other printing. This is no longer needed. Current world tile. Where do we spawn that? We don't need to worry about this because that is being called. Was it event graph? Layer. I think it was in here. I was printing that. Health we don't really need right this second. Save all. Vector, snap to grid. 1 second. Let's get rid of that as well. That was under this, which we are no longer paying attention to right now. So we'll get rid of that. Get rid of all of our debugs. So first things first, left value. I think we see it reset, right? I could not tell if the tick went negative. I don't think it did. We know the actor location flips. What was the third value? Apply physics. Okay, so I don't think the tick changed. Velocity. Do we look for a negative velocity? Because that one likes to work. -9,000, -3,000 velocity. So everything, the velocity looks constant. It's just the actor's location. That has to be what's changing. We are moving towards 0, right? We're at negative, and we're going towards positive. Can I change my scroll rate and just throw this across the world? See, that goes up to 5 million. Edit, redo. How do I redo? I might have done something wrong. Nothing to redo. That's okay. Oh, Icefire. Did you not hear about the actors' strike going on right now? No, I didn't actually. What's going on? Wait, what happened? Didn't they just have a strike recently? Like last year? And again, with like AI stuff going on, I understand why they might be striking. Especially if they ended up doing the, trying to replace voice actors. It's absolutely wild to me. It's why your game's not working. The actor's on strike. Oh my god. Oh, if I wasn't suffering physical pain dissecting this, it would have been amazing. That was a pretty good joke. Yeah. Velocity is derived. Is it a velocity issue? What can we do? What if we set add offset? Add actor world offset. What happens? We're gonna do this the old-fashioned way. Oh, this is gonna be a problem. I need to keep track of what I'm counting. So then I go negative. Is there a setting? Let's read through our list of settings. What do we have here? Overtake enabled. PP level chunk size. Health is dead. I think that's what I've created. Physics, these are all my settings. Jump, coyote time. Coyote time is an interesting idea. And that's like, it's like the old cartoon where when you see the coyote like go over the edge and then he doesn't fall until he looks down. The idea is if the player's not perfectly on the ground, you still let them fudge a jump because it feels better. There's a lot of like little cheats people do to try and make a game feel nice to play and not punishing. Because I don't know if you've ever had that experience, like you're playing Mario. Actually, Mario probably has it. You're playing like a platformer and like you think you've timed it perfectly, you just don't jump. That just feels so amazingly frustrating. So input replicates. Replicated movement. World partition. No. World level. Cooking data later. Why, oh why? Do I need to increase something? Factor world location. World location. Get. What happens if we change this and we get the world location of a component? I don't expect anything to change, but I'm just curious. That's what I thought. Okay, so that doesn't change anything. Holy crap, it has been 45 minutes. I was like, you know, I'm gonna give it a couple minutes, we're gonna see. And literally almost an hour went by. It was a velocity calculation. What if... Raising vectors. Vector, vector, vector. Right click to pin. Is there a larger... to vector... Is there any vector that would give me... more accuracy? When we do it in the little mini editor, this doesn't happen, right? Or sometimes it doesn't happen. Yeah, we're negative 100,000. We'll edit our viewport. Where is... Do we set actor location? How many places? Okay, so this doesn't get used. This doesn't get used. That one does. Okay, so we have 3 set locations, and the only one that happens is here. And that is because this is our apply physics. This is our only time that we should be applying physics. Is it speed related? No. No, okay. Yeah, we slowed down. It's still freaked out. Oh, okay. We're gonna do a thing. This is broken. Lamau. And we're gonna make it bright orange. Where is orange? Fewer color. There we go. And we'll figure this out later. Okay. With that, I'm gonna hop off for a little bit. I appreciate you guys stopping by. I hope you guys have a good rest of your night, and it was nice to be able to chat a little bit. I need to figure this out, so maybe I'll have to do like a 3-hour stream. Eventually I'll figure this out. Thank you for the head pets. Oh. This is gonna frustrate me to no end. I cannot comprehend why this is a problem. But have a good night.